Hello again. I hadn't been doing video exclusives for a while, and now this is going to be number 5 for March of 2026. All of a sudden, 3 in a row. At any rate, this topic, if I were running for Michigan governor, all right, now, if you're not in Michigan, don't tune out. This can relate to a whole lot of states, a whole lot of issues dealing with the same thing in other states. So I keep saying ads for Perry Johnson. 4747. I will eliminate the property tax. No, not the property. I will eliminate the Michigan income tax. Okay, all well and good. Well, Rhino Rick Snyder, I'm the business outsider who can get things done. We don't need more actual insider politicians. Well, it didn't work well with Rhino Rick. Yes, he kept the promises of we would get new measurements, a dashboard, an online dashboard, and matrices so that we could all see where the state money was going. But the other part of the promising, cutting the wasteful, fraudulent, and abusive state spending never happened. So Perry Johnson's promising the same thing. Doge wasn't a thing when Rhino Rick got elected, but he was promising. And we need that. If I were running, I'm not. My health conditions and financial situation, whatnot. But in theory, if I were running, I told Tom Leonard I would support him for governor. He's got a plan. Let me grab it. Hold on just a second. Oh, pardon. There it is. He's got a whole the Path Forward second edition plan. Some good stuff in here. Now, I don't agree with any politician 100%, but I told Tom I would support him, but I will support any of the GOP people running, and I don't even know who all of them are at this point. Any of them will be better than getting wretched Whitler out of there, and any moron that would follow her and the destruction like Jennifer Granholm did to the state. Whitler and Democrats took control of the Michigan House and Michigan Senate for a while, ran through a lot of bad policy that is destroying the state again, just like during the 8 years of Jennifer Granholm. Even worse, because she had a Democrat House and Democrat Senate in the state of Michigan Lansing legislature. Anyway, I made notes. I should pay attention to them, right? I said I'd support Tom, but I support anyone that comes out of the primary. Perry Johnson, great, wonderful promises, but yeah, we heard him with Rhino Rick too. But I think any of the Republican candidates, which certainly will support any of them, whichever one wins in the primary, I will support them in November for governor, because yes, they will try to enact a Doge, but we need people to get off their butts. That means you, not just in Michigan and all the other states during the midterm years. We have governor, AG, and secretary of state on our ballot this year. Even if you don't have that, you just have your state legislatures. You need to get off your butt and work to get elected real conservative Republicans to your state house and your state senate in order to get things done. Create a Republican House members and Republican Senate members to create a joint DOGE committee so that DOGE legislation will be assured to be introduced into both chambers at the same time, pass it, and send to the governor. Okay. DOGE, waste, fraud, abuse. So, yeah, always promising, never happening. Same in the federal government. The DOGE codified cuts in the one big beautiful bill, next to none of them. Next to none. The rhinos talk a good game, but they love to spend just like the Democrats do. We need real conservative, real Republicans, constitutionalists. Cut out the waste, fraud, and abuse. We'll be able to bring down spending just on that alone, reduce deficits just on that alone. But it won't balance the budget. Growth policy alone doesn't solve that. My plan, back to my notes, my plan if I were running for governor, first and foremost, property, DOGE, waste, fraud, and abuse cuts, reduce spending. So then we can look at cutting taxes too and still balance a budget, reduce the budget, because under Whitler, I forget how many billions, tens of billions that the budget has grown during her term. And while Democrats controlled the Michigan House and Michigan Senate, they racked up all kinds of new and additional spending that we need to scale back. Property tax is my first and foremost cut. Why? Seniors need to be stopped. We need to stop kicking seniors out of their homes that they supposedly own. But no, the government extorts rent from them on property they own. That's not just bad tax policy, it's immoral. So they may own the home, but the state, the county is still foreclosing and kicking them out on the street for not paying the unaffordable property taxes. The other part of that is in Michigan, we have what's called the Headley Amendment. All right, now I don't like doing this, but for sake of example, I'm going to use myself. In a house is paid for, but I can't afford the property taxes on my disability. I'm expected to pay whatever in summer and whatever in fall, but then guess what? Come spring, when I file my taxes under the Headley Amendment, I get a big chunk of that back. Well, if you know you're going to have to give it back, why am I giving it to you in the first place? I should not be paying. I made a note. The alphabet, DOQZ. Why am I paying Z when I actually only owe you Q? So that in spring, when I file my taxes, just to get my Headley rebate, I get D back. I shouldn't have been paying you Z. I should have only been paying Q in the first place. And if we cut waste, fraud, and abuse, we can reduce property taxes down to O. So I'm only paying O. We're not going to eliminate property tax overnight, but that's got to be the goal down the line. People own their own homes, cannot be, we can no longer allow the government to kick them out of their homes due to rent being extorted from them they should not owe because they own their property. Now, property sales, fine. Yes, you tax it when the property's sold. Bought or sold, you tax it. I've got no problem with that. That's factored in. Now, renters. What about renters? can't leave them out. Uh, we need to reduce the income tax, not eliminate it, but reduce it. So everyone that has a job and paying Michigan income tax also gets a break. Because growth policy alone isn't going to cut it, but that will help. The other tax cuts will help growth. And if we get more growth in Michigan, there will be more jobs. And guess what? People getting jobs means they'll be paying income tax. More money will actually go into the Treasury by cutting it's called the Laffer curve. And it works. It worked for JFK, a Democrat. It worked for Reagan. It worked for Bush. It worked in Trump 45. It's working again for Trump 47 now. You cut the taxes, you balance the taxes right, you actually get more money into the Treasury. More jobs means some people can move from a job to a better job and better pay. And guess what? Then they are paying income tax on that better salary, meaning more revenue to the state, not less. This isn't rocket science. This is actual math, economics, and accounting, not leftard, unicorn fart fantasy, commonomics, commie core math. This is real world stuff, how it works, not leftist fantasy, how they would like to pretend it works. Tourism, the Great Lakes State. We promote tourism. Yes, we have a Pure Michigan program. Absolutely all for funding it to bring people into the state because then they pay fees and whatnot on the hotel rooms and various other things while they're here, as well as sales tax. Cut the sales tax. It's currently 6%. Even if we cut it to 5.5%, it still helps. It makes the state more attractive for people to come visit, people to stay here and live, companies to be here, to then have jobs for our citizens to be able to work at and have better pay to then pay more in taxes, even at a lower income tax rate. Gas taxes. Enough with the ethanol idiocy. Now, I have no problem with anyone who wants to buy an ethanol vehicle. You go ahead, you knock yourself out. You should not be getting a special subsidy. You should not be getting a special tax break at the pump. Raise the ethanol tax at the pump. Pay your fair share if you have an ethanol vehicle, and then that will allow us to cut regular gas taxes a little and cut diesel tax even more. Again, because diesel taxes are passed on to customers because it's the diesel trucks delivering the groceries, delivering the other consumer products, and that cost is being passed on to you. Lower the diesel tax, and we will have more growth. Repeat the process, better jobs, more income to the state, even with lower tax rates. The Laffer curve works every time if you put the taxes at the right levels. Again, going back to JFK, Democrats used to understand this. They just don't care anymore. They are addicted to taxes. They want to punish people. I wrote down and circled Suno. Why did I do that? I think I meant to, yeah, I wrote that on the wrong note. Suno on the TSA Shuffle, I think that tune was. I want to tack that on to that episode, so I wrote that on the wrong note. I don't have a Suno song relates to this. Oh, I'll throw one on. I'll just randomly pick one of my Suno videos to tack on. But yes, job. growth equals more revenue, not less, even with lower taxes. And then as more revenue comes in, don't spend more. Don't, oh, drunken sailors, I got a few extra bucks. I got to find a way to spend it. No, give the money back to the taxpayer via tax cuts. We have almost doubled the budget in Michigan from what it was 10 years ago. It's ridiculous and out of control. It's like Mondami is governor here, which wretched Whitler is as bad as Madman Dummy. She really is. They are ridiculous. So that's the end of my notes. So that's the end of the episode. If I were running for governor, that would be my main platform. Of course, I do have other positions I would take, but those are the most important ones. We have to get the state back on sound economic policy and footing so that we aren't having an exodus of people leaving the state of Michigan, as been happening under Richard Whitler, as happened under the previous Democrat governor, Jennifer Granholm. Remember her? Idiot Biden made her energy secretary or some silly thing like that. And she did that fake EV to her, remember, where their staff went and carved out an EV station and held it hostage for her to be able to pull up and refuel, meaning another citizen who actually bought an EV because they wanted one couldn't charge their car because it was waiting vacant for Jennifer Granholm to pull up for her photo op. When are people going to learn? They lie. Oh, they promise everything, deliver nothing, blame everybody else. The Democrats, the commie, fascist, sociocrats. Their policies fail every time. They promise something better. They promise something different. They never deliver better or different. Always the same failed policies, and we all suffer. When are those independents going to finally figure that out, that the media is in the tank for the Democrats and lie on their behalf to help them get elected? Thank you all. Take care. God bless. A Suno song coming. I don't know what one it'll be. I'll randomly pick one. Take care. God bless. Love you all.
Charity, we all can use a helping hand from time to time. When and where we can, we must let our kindness and giving shine. We choose to be others' keepers by choice, not by force. We honor our Christ Jesus and righteous commandments, Lord. We all get tired, we all fall down. Even strongest hearts need a hand off the ground. If I've got a little and you're running dry, I'll share this cup of mercy, let it multiply. We choose to be others' keepers by choice, not by any sword. When and where we can, we'll meet them. Let our kindness and our giving shine for you, Lord. need a helping hand. Some days we just can't stand alone. I've been weak, I understand how it feels to stumble on your own. So when I see that tired face, I remember grace that carried me. We give, we share, we open our lives. When and where we can, we let love rise. We choose to be others' keepers. By choice, not by force. We let our kindness start giving shine. We honor our Lord. We honor our Lord. Yes. Small seed in an open palm turns into a forest over time. Quiet word, a simple smile can lift a heavy heart back into life. Every need is holy ground. I hear His voice in every cry. We give, we share, we open our lives. When and where we can, we let love arise. We choose to be others' keepers. By choice, not by force. We let our kindness start giving shine. We honor our Lord. We honor our Lord. Oh, I've been carried by a stranger's prayer. I've been saved by someone being there. So I'll be the answer I once looked for. Hands and feet of the one I adore. Hey, we give, we share, we open our lives. When and where we can, we let love rise. We choose to be others' keepers. By choice, not by force. We let our kindness and our giving shine. We honor our Lord.
Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.
Thank you for having tuned into another Constitutionalist podcast show. I really appreciate that you stopped by. Again, please like, share, subscribe. We need you to help spread the Constitutionalist movement. Thank you again. Take care. God bless. Love you all.